Hey, what's up, man? Disney Readers, me, the Guy01, and welcome to this week's Versus episode on the Walkthrough channel. This week, it's Chris Jericho against Randy Orton. It is our weekly birthday versus, and we actually had quite a few birthdays this past week. But unfortunately, none of the people whose birthday it was currently work with WWE, so I actually had a... Well, we'll get into that, but yeah, so we got lots of stuff to talk about, so let's jump right in. So it was Keith Lee's birthday on November 8th. He turned 39. I did not realize Keith Lee was that old. I thought he was mid-30s at most. Chris Jericho's birthday was November 9th. He turned 53. Now, Jericho, yeah, I did expect him to be that old. I knew he was getting up there. I mean, he's roughly, you know, the age of Austin and The Rock. Ryback's birthday was November 10th. He turned 42. And it was Peyton Royce's birthday, same day, November 10th. She turned 31. So yeah, none of those people currently work with WWE, so I actually had to go and download this Chris Jericho right before I started filming. I did not realize I did not have a Chris Jericho character in this game. I don't know how I've had this game for almost a year and never downloaded a single Chris Jericho. I don't know how I did that, but got one now. So I have not. This is just the most downloaded Chris Jericho custom wrestler. So I have not played with this, you know, character, so I don't even know if the moveset's in there or what, so we'll have to see. So, moving on to Crown Jewel. Sami Zayn beat JD McDonough. Seth Rollins beat Drew McIntyre to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. After the match, Damian Priest ran down with the Money in the Bank briefcase, attempting to cash in, but was stopped by Sami Zayn. Rhea Ripley beat Nia Jax, Zoe Stark, Raquel Rodriguez, and Shayna Baszler to retain her Women's World title. Solo Sikoa beat John Cena. And what was an okay match, could have been a little quicker. I mean, I get it, Cena's in his 40s. But, you know, it could have been better. The biggest thing that came out of that match was Cena basically put out a tweet afterwards, basically implying, if not outright stating, that he's done with WWE for the foreseeable future. This corresponds with the writers and actors strike ending this past week, so Cena's going back to work at Hollywood. He doesn't have to go to WWE for work anymore. Logan Paul beat Rey Mysterio to become the new United States Champion. Yes, you heard me right. Logan Paul just beat Rey Mysterio to win a title in WWE. Okay. I mean, it's not a world title. Oh, I'll give him that. And he did cheat to win it. He used brass knucks at the end, so he didn't beat Ray clean. So I'm not too mad, but still, Logan Paul is holding a title in WWE. The belt first won by Eddie Guerrero back when it was introduced in, what, 2003? Is now being held by Logan Paul. Now, with that said, the match itself was actually pretty good, and honestly, Paul has kind of won my respect as a performer. There was especially, probably the spot that everyone talks about, is talking about with that match, is a moment where it looked like Ray might have messed up a move, and if Logan hadn't acted as quickly as he did, Ray could have gotten seriously injured. But thanks to Logan's quick thinking, he was able to save Ray from injury and keep the match going. So, you know, he's earned my respect in that regard. I mean, his ability to think that quickly and know what to do to protect someone like Ray, that's impressive. We'll see how long this title reign lasts. If it leads to anything, I doubt he's going to break the record for the longest reign as U.S. champion. Please don't let that happen. But we'll see. Io Sky faced Bianca Belair for the WWE Women's Championship. The match ended with Kairi Sane making her return to WWE and helping Io Sky beat Bianca Belair to retain her title. Now, we knew Kairi was returning. We didn't know she'd be returning that crown jewel. But we knew it was sometime in the near future. And this was something that people were saying, it's like either we kind of knew going when she returned that she'd be involved with Io Sky. The question was, would it be teammate or rival? And either one would have worked. And it looks like the direction they're going with is teammate, at least for now. Cody Rhodes beat Damian Priest. Ow. And Roman Reigns beat LA Knight thanks to interference from Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso to retain the undisputed WWE Championship. And, I mean, we knew that was coming. As soon as the match was confirmed, we knew exactly what the finish was going to be. Interference from the Bloodline, Reigns retains. It's been the same thing for the last 2 years now. Probably going on 2.5 now. So we knew it was coming. And now it's really kind of starting to set in just how WWE really just has nothing left to do with Reigns. They've done everything with them. This almost would have been worth something. I hate to say it almost would have been better to have Reigns win it clean, but on the one hand it would have saved us from, you know, the repetitiveness of, you know, this formula that, like I said, has been done for the last 2 years now with Reigns. So, but if we're gonna have him beat Knight clean, it would have had to have been after a like 30-40 minute match, just completely grueling. Neither one of them can stand at the end of it, just completely spent. That's the only way. Or Reigns cheap shots him, like low blows him when the ref's not looking, spears, that kind of thing. But that's how it happened. Overall, it was a pretty average show. I mean, everyone could probably predict what the result was going to be going into it, except for Logan beating Ray. I'm pretty sure the majority didn't see that one coming. So, moving on to Raw. Finn Balor and Damian Priest beat Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Shinsuke Nakamura beat Akira Tozawa in what was a surprisingly competitive match. I mean, not super competitive, but it also wasn't a squash match. Akira was actually allowed to get offense in, which is nice to see. And honestly, I feel like that's something that might be a fight WWE goes back to. Like, let them legitimately go back and forth. That could be fun. Uh-oh. No. Oh, no, you don't. Hoo-yah. The Miz beat Ricochet, Bronson Reed, and Ivar to win the #1 contendership for the Intercontinental title. Now, this match actually had a little bit of controversy around it, with a lot of people claiming that the ending was actually botched, saying that it looked like both Miz and Ivar were supposed to get pins at the end, and it was supposed to be a like double pinfall situation. But something happened wrong with the other pin, and Miz was the only one who ended up getting a 3 count, which makes the Miz the #1 contender, which I'm sure was what was going to happen anyway. If there was a mistake, I'm pretty sure all that would have happened is they play this out for another week, have Miz beat Ivar next week to confirm him as the #1 contender. Give him a little bit of legitimacy before going up against Gunther, because right now he doesn't. It's pretty hard to convince people that he stands a chance against him. I mean, Miz has won like 2, 3 televised matches this year? I know it's less than 5. And, now he's going to be expected. We're expected to believe that he could beat the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. I don't know, that's a big ask. Now, with that said, Miz is the perfect opponent for Gunther. I mean, there's very few people you associate more with that title. Really, the only other person that I can think of off the top of my head who's still working is Jericho. But can't have Jericho versus Gunther. The Creed brothers beat Tommaso Ciampa and Johnny Gargano after interference from Ludwig Kaiser. It'll be interesting to see if this is a step in turning the Creed brothers heel. From how it looked, it didn't appear they were going that way. It was more of a Kaiser just doing this to stick it to DIY instead of... It was more about making DIY lose than helping the Creed brothers win, if that makes sense. Ooh. Zoe Stark won a Battle Royal to get a shot at Rhea Ripley's Women's World title at Survivor Series, which was actually a little surprising considering all the people involved in that match. I mean, you had Becky Lynch, Raquel Rodriguez, a lot of people in there. So it was interesting to see them going with Stark in this situation. And in the main event, Seth Rollins beat Sami Zayn to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. After the match, Judgment Day came out and attacked Zayn. Seth ran back down to the ring to help out Zayn, but he got beat down. This then led to Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes running out to even the score. This then led to a big brawl between all 8 of them, which led to Adam Pearce coming out and announcing that they will face each other off at Survivor Series in a War Games match. Finally, after all these years, Cody Rhodes, the son of Dusty Rhodes, is in a War Games match. It's honestly crazy to think that Cody's never been in a War Games match. The match his dad was very much, involved in the creation of. I mean, time-wise, behind the scenes. So, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of story going into that with Cody, being in this match very much associated with WCW and his dad's time in WCW. Oh no. Oh. Didn't even need it. Oh no. No. Aha. I gotcha. No. Hiya. Yes, stay down. Ow. Now, if I'm not mistaken, with War Games, it's normally, 2 teams of 5, if I'm not mistaken, and right now we've only got 2 teams of 4. And I believe they implied, or there's been some implications about, now each team's going to have to find a 5th member. So it'll be interesting to see who they get. Especially Judgment Day, because right now they've got Balor, Priest, McDonough, and Mysterio. So I don't really know who else do they got. Um, and of course, this is probably the good time to mention why I'm doing Jericho versus Orton, since it's not Orton's birthday. I think I said this last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, but more rumors coming out about Orton's return, and it seems to be Survivor Series is the place they're going to do it. And now we've got this War Games match where we've got a team of, baby faces who need one more team member. This might be the time to do it, or how they do it. Have Orton return and be the surprise 5th team member. If they do that, the arena is going to explode. I'm just going to say that. And then there's also rumors of CM Punk returning. I think with Punk, and I'll probably get into this later, but I think he's one you want to save for the Royal Rumble. If you are bringing him back, save him for that. Have Orton return Survivor Series, save Punk's return for the Royal Rumble. He doesn't even have to win the thing, but save it for that. Ow. Stop it. Ow. Boom. And good night. Ugh, I'm exhausted. I can't sit up. Ugh. Oh, it's hard to sit up. Count it. Whoa. He grabbed the rope and she didn't see it. I saw that. I saw him grab the rope. I saw Orton grab the bottom rope right there. You blew it, ref. Alright, let's go through SmackDown real quick. There's not really a lot to talk about with SmackDown, so we should be able to go pretty quick. Bobby Lashley beat Carlito. Afterwards, Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits continued to beat down Carlito, which led to Rey Mysterio coming out to make the save, which then led out to Santos Escobar coming out and attacking Rey Mysterio. That was basically his reaction to something Carlito said and some other things that were said about him. So Santos is now gone from the LWO, which is something we've seen coming for the last few weeks now. But they finally pulled the trigger on it. Dragon Lee beat Cedric Alexander. LA Knight beat Grayson Waller. In the main event, Bayley, Io Sky, and Kairi Sane faced Bianca Belair, Charlotte Flair, and Asuka. At the end of the match, Asuka double-crossed her team, attacking Charlotte and Bianca, which then led to Kairi Sane, Io Sky, and Asuka beating up on Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, and Shotzi, who ran down trying to make the save. So, this was something that got brought up earlier in the show, with Kairi saying that she is joining Damage Control and recognizing Bayley as her leader, which Bayley did not buy at all. Especially considering that Bayley was Sane's last opponent before she left WWE, and they actually wrote her off TV by having Bayley basically take her out. And they even acknowledged that. They showed that moment from like a year or two ago. So we'll see where they go with this. And now they got Asuka on the team. So now Damage Control is Bayley as the leader, Dakota Kai, Io Sky as the women's champion, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. So we'll see who steps up as the leader in the next few weeks with that. But that's it for Raw and SmackDown, as well as Crown Jewel. Let me know in the comments below what you guys thought of those 3 events. What are your guys' predictions for Survivor Series? If I'm not mistaken, I do believe each team for that War Games match gets a 5th member, if I'm not mistaken. So what are your guys' predictions for those 5th members? Leave those in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and because of the time, stay tuned for next week's Versus episode, and next week we finish our Batman Arkham Asylum walkthrough, and by finish, I mean we finish the main story. I'm going to keep going, we're going to do the Riddler trophies and all that, we're going to keep this going after the main story, but next week, we face the Joker, so stay tuned for that. Hope you guys enjoyed. DC01 and Y2J, Chris Jericho, signing out. Bye guys.